Chapter 13. Cicero. Thomas slowly opens his eyes. He no longer feels pain in his leg, but the sensation of the cut still lingers, pulsing with each heartbeat. His sweatpants are torn in the same spot where he made the cut, but there is no wound. Lying next to his knee is the strange lens he was tasked with retrieving. The sight of the translator fully wakes him. Tom is drenched in sweat, his movements are shaky, and a deep discomfort spreads through his whole body. It's the first time he's been injured like this in another world, and the sensation is awful. He doesn't even want to imagine what it would be like if he had died. He must avoid that in the future, like everyone does. He goes to the bathroom to wash his face and calm down. His thigh twinges with each step, even though there's nothing there, as if it remembers. Feeling better, he picks up the strange glasses and starts analysing them. No human could wear them, at least not as they were made. But by holding them up, he can see through the lens and adjust the focus as needed. There should be no problem that way. After all, it's just for reading books. It's not like he'll use them in a dangerous situation. The question remains, how does it work? Ideally, it would be enough to just look through the lens and the translation would occur. If he has to activate it somehow, it would be one more, and quite useless, step. Besides, he's not sure he could activate it without some kind of instruction. While showering to wash off the sweat, he notices his arm is no longer injured. Before, he had his doubts. But now he's sure. While he's unconscious, somehow the mage can control his body and perform spells to heal him. Maybe in a limited way. He doesn't have proof yet. In that, Tom is at a disadvantage, since the mage has already proven he knows everything Tom does all the time, while the reverse is not true. Either way, he should be grateful for the healing. He wouldn't know what to tell his parents if they saw him all battered. After the shower, he visits his sister's room. She's sitting in front of her laptop working on some college assignment. Tom isn't very interested in his own studies, and even less in hers. "Hey, do you need anything?" Tiana asks when she sees him at the door. "Do you still have any manga in Japanese?" His sister isn't exactly what you'd call an otaku, but there are some manga she loves. Some of them are only available in Japanese. "I've got a few, but what do you need them for? You're not going to read them, that's for sure." Tom isn't into anime or manga. His thing is old movies and superheroes. "I want to test a translation app. Nothing major. Though it's more like a very archaic app." "Ah, sure. Grab one from the shelf. Anything from the second row." Without bothering her further, he picks up the manga and heads back to his room. He locks the door again. He can't risk anyone walking in out of nowhere. He doesn't know if the translator will make noises, strange lights, or anything else. It might not even work. He sits at his desk, opens the manga to a random page with text. The anticipation makes him tense. Anxious, he positions the lenses so he can clearly see the speech bubbles. Nothing happens. It would have been great if it were that easy. He sighs, discouraged. He looks back at the text before returning the manga to his sister. The ideograms begin to twist, as if in pain from being ripped off the pages. In the air, they transform into floating phrases above the paper that Thomas can read. Looking at the page without the lenses, everything appears normal. Finally, something works. He really needed that. It won't help him learn Zara's language more easily, but without the glasses, he wouldn't learn it at all. His mother calls him from the kitchen. Dinner is ready. He stores the translator device in one of the many decorative boxes on his desk and heads downstairs. His parents are already waiting at the table. Tiana arrives almost right after him. Tom sits to the left of his father as usual, and Tiana settles into her usual spot next to him and their mother. Dinner begins, as always, very calmly, with little conversation until Tom's father, Arthur, who speaks the least in the whole house, starts. "I heard that most of the old mall was destroyed yesterday, and no one knows who did it or how. Haven't you heard anything about it?" Tom nearly chokes. He has to restrain himself a lot to avoid raising any suspicion. Of course he knows what happened. The Shantanen had followed him to the small room and probably destroyed everything around trying to get out. Maybe they started tearing that place down. It's been gathering dust for ages now, his mother guesses. When I first heard about it, I thought the same. But that guy at the barber shop assured me no. He knows one of the security guards who patrol the place, and there's been no notice of any work being done. And it was really bad. What happened to the building? Tom starts probing what his father knows. After all, this could give him some insight into the creature's abilities. One part was completely destroyed near the main exit. The whole wall next to where the cinema used to be came down. You could say it was an explosion, but no one saw or heard anything. He pauses dramatically. But there's something even more curious. He keeps the suspense. And what would that be? His mother asks, curious. They've found a hidden room in the building. The big reveal. His wife is genuinely intrigued. A hidden room? And how do they know it was really hidden? I don't know if it's true or just nonsense, but it seems it was a room they used to store documents, slush funds and stuff like that. The barbershop is a huge source of gossip if you hang around there long enough. They even found a skeleton inside one of the filing cabinets. Tom coughs a few times, almost choking again. So he went sightseeing twice in a place used by organised crime. Being hunted by magical creatures isn't enough for him. He also needs to attract the attention of criminals. Did you get a chance to see it? When you go to the barber, you could come back passing by there, his wife asks. Yes, I went by there, and it's just as they said. The place is in ruins. At least that part. But I couldn't see much. They've already started closing off the area, probably to investigate if there was a gas leak or something. Not to mention they're already looking into the documents and the body they found. Tomas listens to his father carefully. This is bad news. The Shantanen is strong enough to destroy part of a building, but worse is that the place he goes, when fleeing, is being demolished. What will happen if something similar occurs and the room is no longer there? Dinner ends and Tom joins his father in the TV room. Every Saturday, the two set aside time to watch something together, a way for both to share their interests. On some special occasions, these movie nights are upgraded to a family trip to the cinema. Tonight, the choice was Tom's. The previous weekend, he had already said they'd watch Labyrinth, 1986. His father never understood why his son picks movies from eras he wasn't even born in, but he doesn't mind. Saturday ends without anything else of note. Around 11 p.m., Tom is already in his room, lying in bed, thinking about everything that happened earlier. If it's possible to bring things from other worlds to his home, maybe soon it'll be possible to go to other planets without using the golems. Maybe he could even take his friends to visit Zara. Little by little his eyes close. He can't believe he's already sleepy. After all, he napped this afternoon. Magic is something new to him, and grace weighs on his body. He also doesn't consider that his mind hasn't rested. Going to other worlds is fantastic, but how much does it affect him? For now, it seems manageable. Without realizing it, he falls asleep. Tom wakes up with his face on the floor. Made of smooth white stone, it resembles marble and is just as cold. Slowly he gets up. He's in a very bright and spacious room, several windows carved into the rock let in a pale light. There's a table and chairs made from the same material. Both the construction and the furniture were sculpted from a large block of marble. In a corner, facing one of the windows, sits a person with their back to him. The armchair is also made of stone but surrounded by many cushions, probably for comfort. She's reading a book. The boy steps to the side to see who it is. Clearly, it's neither a human nor the mage. Her very human-like arm is reddish. Her nails are black and triangular. Slim shoulders and a neck slightly longer than what's normal for a woman of similar build. He gets a better look. Her face is delicate with pointed features. Her dark lips curve into a subtle side smile. Her completely black eyes are fixed on the book she holds. Her long, vibrant burgundy hair falls behind her very long, pointed ears. Tom can only think that she is extremely beautiful. Even though she's not human, she has all the humanoid features in perfect proportions. When he goes to greet her, the other Tom touches his shoulder, stopping him. I thought it was time to change up the setting for our conversations. He sits at the stone table. Where are we? Tom joins the mage. This was my home for a few years. He gives a nostalgic smile. And who's that reading, sitting there? Is she just a memory? He asks curiously. Who knows if there aren't other people living in his mind? Her name is Sirnui. She was my mother in this life. I have a lot of affection for her. A wonderful person. And yes, she's just a representation of my memories. I see. How many lives have you been through? Many. I don't even remember exactly. He puts a hand on his chin and thinks for a few moments. I think it'll be good for you to know a bit more about this, so you can see how lucky you are. Tomas says nothing, just makes a face that is a mix of strangeness and disdain. Tom, when I started traveling to other worlds, I did it just like you, carrying my consciousness and possessing bodies created for that purpose. But it's very limiting, what you can truly absorb, at least at the level of knowledge I had. For you, it's wonderful, especially since it doesn't put you at risk. I know. Tom remembers the excruciating pain he felt bringing the glasses from the other world. So, I started looking for ways to go to other worlds with my own body, which worked, but nobody lives forever. The mage's voice grows softer as he recalls something. Tom feels his pain, even without understanding it. Some pains are too strong to be contained. Sensing this lapse, the other Tom speaks again, now more animated. Fortunately, I acquired the knowledge that allowed me to switch bodies, reincarnate in another world, thus being born immersed in another culture. But did you prepare the spell for when you died, or did you die as a result of the spell? Given how things are going, Tom might also go through this situation, so it's good to know if he'll need this kind of magic as an emergency exit. It was a consequence. A spell like that requires so much energy that the body can't handle it. One day you'll understand this better. What's important now is that my mind inhabited the body consciously from birth. So you were trapped in a baby's body then? Or could you already move and talk, because you'd acquired the knowledge beforehand? Totally trapped. He says it as if it were the funniest thing in the world, with a few laughs. With all my thoughts confused, a complete mess. That's why I always tried to improve the spell, and after many mistakes, it worked with you. If it hadn't worked, we wouldn't have much time left, compared to a normal person's lifespan, you understand. Wow, what a delight, Tom responds sarcastically. You should be more grateful for the opportunities I'm giving you. He sighs, remembering his early childhood. But I can't blame you. I was kind of an idiot when I was younger, and you are basically me. He looks back at the woman sitting there. Was this Sernui really that special? Tom had never seen the mage like this. She took care of me like no one else ever did. I'm looking forward to when you also share these memories. You saying that sounds really strange and bizarre? No, enough about the past. What did you think of the glasses? Pretty cool, right? He smiles. I hope you don't need them for long and soon remember Zara's language. Yeah, they'll be really useful. But I'm more curious about that place. What world was that? My homeland. You wouldn't like it. But wait, isn't your homeland that beautiful place we used to talk about? That country house? Tom clearly remembers the mage had said earlier he was born there. Yes, but that memory was from a long time ago. That world today is completely dead. How does an entire planet die? He's shocked. He can't imagine what could have turned that idyllic place into the oppressive and funereal planet he visited. I didn't want you to get a bad impression of me or of yourself so soon. But I was the one who left the world that way. Tom is silent, speechless. Now, good luck in Zara. Try to learn something useful. The memory he's inhabiting is so white that he barely notices his vision being overtaken by light. When he realizes it, he's already in Zara, with the statue of Ka in front of him. This time, he's not lying on the floor but sitting in a cushioned chair that seems to have been placed there recently. The chapel is also cleaner than in previous visits. This transition was smoother and faster. Maybe he's getting used to this ping-pong of bodies. As he stands up, he's greeted by the spirit of Ka. "Hello, Thomas. I'm glad to see you again." "Hi, He's not quite sure how to address him. He's never called the statue by name. "It's good to be back. What happened last time? You weren't here." The absence of his usual greeter was something strange during the last visit. "My presence was required elsewhere. I couldn't accompany your stay in Zara." "Something serious?" Tom asks curiously. He has no idea what a spirit might consider grave. "Yes, somewhat serious." Without being able to see expressions, the conversation is difficult. Just by tone, Tom can't figure out how serious the issue was. "And can you tell me what happened?" "Worth a shot." "I see no reason not to share it. Another deity came to Zara and was received by Ka, and a few other deities. Then all their servants were summoned." "Is that common? I mean, deities walking on other planets?" "Maybe a deity from Jantir came to Zara. After all, they are neighbouring planets and there was that whole diplomatic visit thing. It doesn't seem absurd. This kind of situation should never happen, but it has happened before. Fortunately, nothing bad resulted from this event, and the deity left after some time." "Really? Came and went away, without doing anything? It doesn't make sense." "She and Ka talked, but the divine language is incomprehensible. For that reason, I couldn't say the purpose of this occurrence." "I see." He walks to the nearby table and starts getting ready to leave. "Before I go, can I ask something that just came to mind?" "Of course. I am here to serve you." "You're a subordinate of Ka, but also of the mage who shares the body with me. How does that work? Shouldn't there be only one master?" "Ka is not my master. She is my divine mother and creator. Everything I do aligns with her will. And as a patroness of education and knowledge, she welcomes with open arms those who wish to learn." "And how did the mage become your master?" "Ka tasked me with assisting him whenever he came to Zara, and that's what I do. After all, you and he are the same person." "And the other deities of Zara? Do they also know that I'm here? Or something like that?" "I believe not, but it wouldn't make a difference. Zara is blessed among the planes." He doesn't quite understand what that means, but also doesn't feel interested in asking more about it. Tom says goodbye to the statue and heads toward Bushkar. He needs to learn how to transfer the knowledge from the book back to paper and master some additional spells that could help him face the creature hunting him. Climbing the stairs to the exit, he notices a soothing sound coming from outside, like rain on glass. Upon opening the door, he immediately smells the moisture in the air, the scent of wet earth, and something sweet he doesn't recognize. It's really raining in Zara. The rain doesn't fall directly to the ground. It stops short, as if hitting some kind of invisible roof, covering the road. He runs from the chapel to the street, carefully dodging puddles forming over the low vegetation. Once shielded from the rain, Tom looks up. There's no difference between this enchantment and a glass roof, except for the fact that the roof doesn't exist. Seeing this small detail, he realizes more than ever that he's truly in a world surrounded by magic. How many other little things must be different in Zara? A world without umbrellas,